It is early on Sunday morning, and it's a very exciting day. We are finally going to be leaving on the trip that we've been planning for months. We are going from Seattle to an eastern part of Washington where we'll hit some hot springs, and we're just very excited to get going. I will go ahead and spin this around to show you how I'm spending my last morning before we leave. Okay, so this is it. We're leaving. It is 9:35, 5 minutes within our time. Amazing! Now we just have anxiety about all the stuff we left inside that we forgot to bring with us.
We forgot nothing.
So we're gonna make a stop at our bagel place on the way out, and then where are we headed to today? I don't even know.
We're headed to La Grande, Oregon for some hot springs.
All right. So Susan called in our order, and Blazing Bagels is the best bagel in Seattle. We looked for probably about a year going to different bagel places, and we can't leave Seattle and not stop here at Blazing Bagels. Take 7!
Technical difficulties.
We will get this eventually. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Sue.
And Rob.
We are about to leave after our first night of our 2-month journey. We are leaving Boardman, Marina, and RvPark in Boardman, Oregon. Yesterday's high was 100 degrees. We felt every degree of that. Today's high is expected to be 107, and it is June 9th, so keep that in mind. We are about to head out. We are headed towards some hot springs, ironically.
La Grande,
Oregon. And we've been there before, so it's nice, and we'll tell you more about that later. But we wanted to tell you about the first day of our journey.
So as I was getting ready to go, all of a sudden I had a bunch of anxiety thinking I was going to forget something. So I went around the house and I was grabbing little things like extension cords and stuff and putting them into a bag. And I'll probably never use it, but it satisfied that itch that I had. So as we were driving out about a half an hour down the road, Susan asks,
I always say this on the beginning of a trip, I think I forgot something. And Rob responded,
"Do we have the cat?"
I said yes.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's who I'm spending 2 months with.
And again, she is editing this. There was curse words. I was a bad guy, but it was really funny.
We don't badmouth the cats.
The other thing that happened to us is as we were getting ready to go, I was putting in the address into the GPS, and a lot of these places, once you've made reservations, they will send you emails, and some of them are more insistent and send you more emails than you could possibly need. And La Grande Hot Springs, since we were talking about it, was one that had just emailed me that morning. So I asked Susan, I said, are we going to La Grande Hot Springs? And she said, yeah. And I gave her the address. She said, yeah. I said, okay. So I went ahead and I entered it in. No problem. So we were headed down the road.
I don't remember this conversation at all.
We're
headed to La Grande, Oregon for some hot springs.
All right. So La Grande Hot Springs, since we were talking about it, was one that had just emailed me that morning. So I asked Susan, I said, are we going to La Grande Hot Springs? And she said, yeah. And I gave her the address. She said, yeah. I said, okay. So I went ahead and I entered it in. No problem. So we were headed down the road.
I don't remember this conversation at all.
We left about 9:30, and we were supposed to get there about 4-ish, 3-4, something like that. We were probably 2 hours into the drive.
Yeah.
And
I was on my phone, and he said something that kind of about the length of the journey. So I went in on my GPS. I'm like, well, this says it's only an hour away, but our GPS was saying 2 hours away. I'm like, are you going to Boardman? He's like, no, you said hot springs. I'm like, no.
Luckily, these trips are planned out pretty much in a route, so we didn't have to do too much backtracking. I think it might have been...
We had to do 15 miles in the opposite direction at a certain point, so not a big deal.
Not a U-turn, but
so
yeah.
We ended up getting here at 3, and we anticipated 4, so it was all good.
Then we got here, and like I said, we weren't planning, or Susan said we weren't planning on the heat. That was a surprise. It was like 98 degrees when we showed up.
Yeah, so another lesson, look at the weather before you... I looked at the wind. I didn't look at the temperature, but, you know, it's Washington, Oregon in June. It's usually not
it's usually
ridiculously
pleasant.
hot. So we're having a heat wave apparently.
So we went around and put up all of the window shades, put in the covers to kind of make this into a dark cave, and put on the AC. When you put an AC on in an RV, don't turn it all the way down right away. Just put it 5 degrees below where you expect it to be. It'll allow the AC system to catch up, and then you keep moving it in 5-degree increments. Otherwise, what could happen is your coil freezes up. Then when it starts to drain, it will actually rain into your RV. So small amounts.
Why is this coming up? Because Susan was gently scolded for turning the AC down to too low of a temperature to start off with.
It may have been one of the things we talked about that I didn't say.
You did. Gently scolded. So
no, I'm saying we had talked about the AC system before.
Yeah, lesson learned. But it took, I think inside started at 83. It took about an hour to drop, 2 degrees. But it got comfortable fairly quickly, so it wasn't so bad.
About an hour and a half, it got down to 78.
Yeah.
Which is decent.
Yeah. And then overnight, the temps dropped to the 60s, so by 10 o'clock or 11, I don't know, because I was asleep.
By 2 a.m., it got down to about 60 degrees, and I went ahead and opened up the windows and put on a fan to get the air in here.
Why was he awake at 2 a.m.? I don't know. Yeah, okay. A little bit about Boardman, Marina, and RvPark in Boardman, Oregon. We are right on a lake, so if you don't mind a little shaky camera, we'll show you that before we end this. A river. We did not get a riverfront site because they were $10 more, and I thought, we're only here one night, so let's save a couple bucks. But very nice park, very widely spaced out lots for the majority, full hookups. There are shade trees, but depending on the day, you're going to be in full sun for pretty much all of the sites, time of day. But a nice park is only $58 a night. We did not get any discount for including this information. We have no sponsors. We're just telling you the information as we get it.
Like she said, the park is beautiful. It's part of a larger park. There's baseball fields. There's frisbee golf. There's beaches. There's a boat launch. There's all kinds of stuff.
There's a pool a mile down the road, but it's closed on
Sunday.
Guess
Yay.
what day we are here? Sunday.
And it was 100 degrees.
100 degrees. All right. So I think that's all the information. Yes. So pardon the shaking, because I'm going to ask Rob to take this and show you the river real quick, and then we will sign off.
So it is June 8th. This is the first day of our trip. We are at Boardman, Marina, and RvPark. It was kind of a surprise because I thought we were going someplace else. We almost made the 7-hour trip to the other location when I asked Susan a question, and sure enough, we weren't going there. Luckily, this is all on a path, so we were about 2 hours closer to where we needed to be. So I'm just going to take a meander around this park. And it looks like they've got a frisbee course. I was headed over towards what looks like it's going to be a beach when I first saw this one. And sure enough, it looks like they walk you through the forest. So let's follow it instead of the path. What the heck? Holy shit, not like there's a few obstacles there. And it looks buggy, so I am going to walk back the other way. I saw some form of little varmint just run up here and duck into the ground. did say there was a nature trail. Looks like a bunch of algae. Teeny tiny fish. So it looks like I've been on the Columbia River Heritage Trail. Looks like I only went this far. So it looks like in the morning I've got a heck of a hike. Looks like they've got a beautiful park. Looks like they've got a baseball field. It's very nice. Well, this is day one. This is our site. It was a beautiful site. If it was only not 100 degrees out today, we could have enjoyed it. It has cooled off. It's probably in the high 80s now, but like I said, beautiful site, nice paved spots. It was fairly level, enough that I didn't feel like leveling it. We had put on all the awnings and everything earlier just to get some shade. You can see my purchase of one size fits all covering for the front windows is not one size and is not fits all. So that's kind of a bust, but it did keep a decent amount of heat out of the cab. Well, this is day one. This is our site. It was a beautiful site. If it was only not 100 degrees out today, we could have enjoyed it. It has cooled off. It's probably in the high 80s now, but like I said, beautiful site, nice paved spots. It was fairly level, enough that I didn't feel like leveling it. We had put on all the awnings and everything earlier just to get some shade. You can see my purchase of one size fits all covering for the front windows is not one size and is not fits all. So that's kind of a bust, but it did keep a decent amount of heat out of the cab.